All right, are we live? And I forgot my microphone. Jeez, I knew I forgot something to kick off this live show. I'm so used to having my actual microphone, and I forget that I am not in an office. So you may not be able to hear me. Boom. So after I go live, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have my microphone. Now I do. All right. Now we're in business. Let me make sure I'm actually using this microphone. And I am not. Nope, that's a speaker. And so how's the audio now? All right, we should be in business and everything's good to go. All right, welcome everyone to a weekend edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays, coming to you live from the forest once again. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. It's great. Let me see. Let me drop that. We're kicking off with 200 live viewers. Very soon, I will be competing with the SpaceX launch from what I've been told. So if one of the admins wants to give me the link to the live YouTube stream of the SpaceX launch, I will watch it with you guys on this channel as well. Or maybe I'll stop right before that. Yeah, so shoot that over to me. I see Bitcoin Motorist. Yeah, DM that to me, man. Also, Motorist, if you want to jump on the stream and help me with QA, like live QA, because this is going to be mostly QA, I'm going to still have my awesome tequila. This is, what do we got here? What this is, bottle number 80 out of 300 from barrel number 2 of a very special Partita Reposado. They got like some special whiskey or brandy bottle, I don't remember, a barrel that it's more expensive than their añejo, and you put it next to their normal Reposado, and this has like double the color. Like it's just such a rich tequila. It's excellent. Yeah, there it is. We're not going light today. And I'm barbecuing right there. I've been smoking a couple of pork loins. I gotta come out here more often. I'm gonna be staying here for like maybe most of next month. It's gonna be great. After Pork Fest, maybe. I'm gonna be out in Pork Fest. Awesome. All right, Motor is gonna jump in. All right, let me, I'll shoot you over the link. And you gave me the SpaceX launch. Excellent. Yeah, see if there's any like good questions that you can like interrupt me on, because I tend to go on tangents. Hey, Crypto Bunny and Bitcoin Bernoulli. Bernoulli, you're in that group. Feel free to jump in. Hey, Crypto Bunny, how do I message you? I'll send you the link as well. I don't know if you want to make you probably don't want to make your Telegram handle public. But yeah, if you're an admin on my channel and you want to jump in on the stream and have a little chat, and you want to, pull up some questions, I'm preparing for the Tone Vays 100,000 subscribers, and we're just going to do Q&A. Last time we spent this whole stream talking about basketball, talking about NBA, we talked about sports. Let me look at the price of Bitcoin and see what's going on while Motorist joins us. I already got a question. Thanks, Bernoulli. Tone, will you be speaking about the crazy Friday price action in the S&P? Yeah, let's do that. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. All right, of course, if you want to support the channel, please check out the affiliate page. I actually just shot over the link to Joe Saz. If he gets it and wants to jump on and talk a little bit about Trader, he'll be welcome. Let's look at the price of Bitcoin, see what's going on. See what's going on. Whoa, 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 didn't mean to do that. So my keyboard is still broken. I have like a portable keyboard that I'm using. I'm dying to buy a new laptop. I'm waiting for my laptop to go up for sale, the one that I want. But at the same time, I'm being cheap and I want to wait until Black Friday deals. So we'll see what happens there. All right, hopefully I'll hear Motorist when he joins. Wow, there's like stuff crawling on me already. That doesn't take long, does it? Okay. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, I gotta get the SpaceX launch. Hold on, let me get the link for SpaceX. We gotta keep an eye on that. All right, there's SpaceX. I don't know why I have two of these. Oh, wow, your transactions are cheap as hell right now. Look, we're just blowing through this mempool right now. Beautiful. Hey, if you need to consolidate your addresses, like 2-3 Satoshi per byte transactions will go through right now. Like 5 Satoshis will probably get you in the next block. Very cheap right now. Very cheap. Hey, Motorist, you here? Let me see if I have your audio. Hold on. I don't hear you, but I don't know if it's me or you. Say something.
Hey, sorry. What's up?
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
I gotcha. All right. 1 second. How's the meet? I'll check on it. I'll keep an eye on it. I can keep an eye on it. It's okay?
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you fine.
Yeah. You were here last time. We were smoking a bunch of pork too.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if it was pork.
Oh, it wasn't pork. It was steak. We were smoking steaks.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we were. I'm surprised to find out that you don't actually cook. You're not really good at cooking steak.
No, I'm terrible at cooking steak, man. No, I usually just buy my steaks. Hey, if you get a hold of like Crypto Bunny, feel free to have him send them the link to join the stream. Okay. I should meet some of my admins, right?
Yeah, I don't know what Crypto Bunny is on Telegram.
All right. Dumbo too. Dumbo's been an admin for a while. All right. Let's talk price. Let's talk price. Let's go look at Bitcoin. Yeah. So don't bother shooting me questions in the chat. Just interrupt me and ask the question. So you keep a hold of them and then just interrupt me and ask the question. Okay, here we go. The 4-hour chart is it's looking kind of bullish. You know, we held the channel. I adjusted the channel and we held the channel. I have like a mouse here, but it doesn't really, like, I'm on a bad surface. We held this 4-hour channel, so that's good. So we have a chance to go back to the top. Now, if we go back to the top of this channel, we will certainly break out and go all the way to 1100, which is insanely bullish. By the way, I spent like the last, 24 hours or something? The riots are getting really bad. Like the social unrest in the US is getting really bad. Now, I don't want to get too political over what happened with, with the death of, I don't even know how to properly say it, right? Like I'm trying to be politically correct here. So I know enough about the story, but also people aren't paying attention to the details because the autopsy report is showing that he did not die of asphyxiation. So the cop putting his knee on the guy's like throat wasn't actually what killed him, according to the autopsy. Now you can say that the autopsy was a lie, that's fine, but the autopsy said that that's not what killed him. Also, in Minnesota, apparently that is a legal practice. that is in the cop's manual that he is allowed to do that. So technically, he didn't break any of their own rules on doing that to subdue a potential suspect. And this has certainly fueled, for obvious reasons, a lot of social unrest. And what I said in a couple of episodes ago really bothered some people, that the social unrest is a lot more intense because of the shutdown. Now, the cause of the unrest is clearly the death by cop, but the escalation of the unrest is certainly fueled by the 3-month shutdown of people being stuck in their homes. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I don't really want to get political at the moment, but I do have a question. Well, some people are talking about Soros in the chat, but I honestly, I don't know. I don't know if this is some sort of a planned, funded event, because to me, at least initially, it seems spontaneous. Now, maybe now that there was riots in Minnesota and LA, maybe now there's some funding coming in. But I think initially this was pretty spontaneous. I don't think this was like some sort of a.
Look, I don't like to get into conspiracy theories. I'm not gonna look. I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna assume that this was not premeditated or pre-planned. It started spontaneously as far as I'm concerned. But my view has been, like a lot of people, including myself, have been saying, the longer you keep the population down, the more likely the probability of civil unrest. And now we have civil unrest, and we have a catalyst for the civil unrest. But this also goes to show you, like this concept of, did COVID cause the big crash in the market, or was the big crash in the market going to happen anyway? COVID or no COVID, it was going to happen regardless. And COVID was just like an excuse for people to, to sell their stocks. So same thing here. Like a lot of us, me and a few others, have been anticipating civil unrest, and the longer the U.S. prevented the population from going outside and hanging out with their friends, the higher and more intense civil unrest was going to be. No one could have guessed what the catalyst for that civil unrest would be, and the civil unrest is what we have, and it's very racially motivated.
Well, I was expecting riots in LA. Actually, I'm supposed to be in LA this summer.
Well, you always expect riots in LA.
Yeah, I was expecting riots in LA this summer from the lockdown, just because they said the lockdown was going to be all summer long. So right. I was thinking about going to LA in June or late May, but I decided not to. So my LA trip is going to be put off until probably August is when I'm going to go to LA after PorcFest. But there's a little question here, and if you Fabian says, "Do you like cognac, Tone?"
No, cognac is okay. So here's what I don't like. I'm not a fan of vodka because I don't find it to be tasty, and I'm not a fan of whiskey. So cognac I'm okay with. Good rum I'm okay with, but my favorite to sip is always going to be tequila.
Yeah, I mean, I think the tequila you drink is pretty good tequila. Like normally when I drink tequila, I need a lime, I need salt, but I think the tequila you drink, you don't need that stuff.
Though, the tequila that I drink, I mean, lime always goes good with the tequila. But see, here's the thing. A lot of people misunderstand tequila because they're used to the cheapest possible stuff from their college days. Like no one drinks cognac or whiskey when they're in college. It's all vodka and cheap tequila shots. And Patron is relatively smooth, but Patron is like an expensive tequila for a college student. But once you start buying, $50 bottles of Reposado or Añejo, or if you can upgrade to $150 plus bottles of extra Añejo, you start to really taste what a tequila is. This one was about 53. And it was a really good deal, really, really good deal. It was at they literally bought 300 of these. They have 300 of these bottles, so they're selling them at a reasonable price. So this is a 53 bottle $53 bottle, and it's excellent. And I think that's a reasonable price.
Yeah, I've heard that all the cheap tequilas, like the gold cheap tequila, they actually just dye with food coloring.
So maybe they do, but that would be kind of scammy, and that's not what they're supposed to do. So the definition of a gold tequila is the mixture of reposado with the silver. So the silver is unaged filtered tequila. And there are good silver tequilas, don't get me wrong, but it's completely unaged. And reposado, which is what this is aged up to like 9 or 12 months, up to. Some only age them 5 or 6 months, but the good ones age up to like, 9, 10 months in barrels. They could be whiskey barrels, they could be bourbon barrels, they could be a lot like really good barrels. And a gold tequila is like you mix them together. So I never ever buy gold tequila. It's almost like buying that middle gas. Have you ever filled up your car with whatever gasoline is the middle one? If you have a nice car, you're gonna pay for premium gasoline. If you have an old car, you're gonna get the cheap gas. I always buy the cheap gas. When I had my WRX, I always used to buy the expensive gas. Never in my life have I paid for that middle gas tier. Have either of you guys?
Yeah, in 2006, I was driving an 06 Chrysler 300. And I'm one of those people that actually reads the car manual. And I read the car manual cover to cover. And in it actually said to use the 89 octane, which was weird.
Really?
It recommended 89 octane, which is kind of weird for the model.
I've never seen that before in my life. So I've never filled up on that middle tier gasoline. I always either went for the premium or the cheap stuff. So tequila, the gold tequila is that middle gasoline. It's like either pay for reposado or añejo or go with the silver. Don't ever get the middle one.
Taylor Harris in the chat says, Tone, you need to switch to mezcal.
Yeah, oh man, I gotta get my friend Jose on here again. He's always about the mezcal. I don't know. I love mezcal in my mixed drinks. It's awesome. It's smoky. But when I'm drinking it straight, I don't know. I can't do mezcal. Can't do. Okay, we gotta go back to the price charts. Oh, Joe Saz is gonna be here too.
Cool.
Damn, I lost a rough hand in poker last night. I was playing with the guys: Socrates, Joe Saz, Fibble Swanee. We had Alex, the CEO of Embly Cards, the CEO of this thing right here. We were all playing cards, and I was going head to head with Fibble Swanee on a hand, and we had a full house. We had 9 people at the table, and so I had one off the nuts, if anyone knows. So there were 4 hearts.
The second nuts.
Second nuts, yeah. We had 4 hearts on the table, and we were betting into the river too. We had 4 hearts. The river was a heart, and that made 4 hearts in the community. And then he went all in, and I had to make a decision. Does he have the ace of hearts? Because I had the king of hearts. And there were 4 hearts on the table, and I had the king, and I had to make the call. Is he bluffing, or does he have the ace? So I called his all in. He had the ace. I lost with my king.
I think I beat you in a pretty big pot too, Tone. I believe I had pocket 6s or pocket 8s, and there was a 6.
No, you didn't beat me with that. You beat someone else with that. You tripped up.
Right, but there was 2 of them where I made a set. I made a set 2 times. One of them, you
made both of them. They weren't against me. You didn't beat me with those, but you had like 2 trips, almost like within 5 hands. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was really close because I get these small pairs all the time, like pocket 4s, pocket 5s.
Yeah.
Almost never hit a set.
I was getting those too. I had like pocket 2s, useless, and then I had pocket 7s, also useless. But yeah, no, you didn't beat me with those. But Socrates got you on that one hand when he did the same. When he got the same thing.
And he played that hand brilliantly. I had no idea why he would check because I was pretty sure he had 3 of a kind, and then he checked on the turn, which made no sense to me. What I didn't realize is he had a full house. That's why he checked on the turn. So he was hoping that I had a flush.
Yeah, and also He probably checked when that second king came out, and there were two kings in the community. If anyone was holding like a king 5, because he had 2 5s. If anyone was holding a king 5, he would lose. So
Yep.
and also when he did check, if you would have raised, he could have gone over the top of you at the turn.
Right. He checked and I checked behind. I think he was hoping I would bet. He was trying to entice me to bet on the turn. Actually, I've played poker on blockchain with Joe and everybody twice. And in both times, I made most of my money after the live stream ended. So I made a lot more money after the live stream ended than I did during the live stream.
Dude,
So we always play like for an extra half hour afterwards.
I get freaking destroyed in those games every time. Like it's usually it's just like I'm getting bad luck. But one time I accidentally like missed my thing, and I got auto folded, and I would have had quads that hand. It's insane.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's all right. What happened to my? Oh no, did I lose my? Okay, here we go. Okay, daily chart. The daily chart of Bitcoin is looking really good. We're still in this triangle, and I still have room to adjust this triangle, but I don't have to right now. Look at the BitMEX funding rate. The BitMEX funding rate is actually favoring the bears. And therefore, because it's favoring the bears, you got to be careful. We can pull back a little bit. I do want to talk about the S&P 500 and the crazy Friday that we had. So if I go to the 10-minute chart, I don't know how honest I want to be. I shorted the S&P, guys. I know I promised I wouldn't trade, but I am short the S&P right now. I just bought some puts. I made it simple for myself. I don't know why I do it to myself, but I went short the S&P, and then I couldn't even watch it. And I should have exited that trade because my trade was so profitable on several occasions, but I was just so busy and not in front of a computer. But like every time the S&P started to drop, like here, the S&P was really crashing. And then boom, it went up. So I went short, and I was profitable right here decently. And I was profitable here decently. So obviously right now, this is where the market closed, right there, not up there. That's the futures market. This is the cash market. So obviously my position is at a loss because I got in like somewhere over here. And it was very profitable here and here. And I had a limit order set to sell half of my position for a profit, but it was just below that. I think I had it set closer to 290 or to like 29.91, 21.92. And we only fell into the 29.96, 97 area. And then we're crashing again. And then I have no idea what the hell happened here. But now we have so much civil unrest. Like, I don't understand how the market keep rising if every major city is about to start burning down.
Money printer go burr, I guess.
Right. And I really don't want to tweet out all the social stuff. I don't want to get into the, the social arguments. And if anyone that has actually known me personally, like, I'm not going to get into my personal details, but I am as anti-racial as it gets. For anyone that has known me for like 10 or more years or 20 years, they know my personal lifestyle. And I have absolutely zero racial issues, though the way you phrase things, people will, take out of context, of course. So, and like, I am kind of scared as to how badly this could all escalate.
Hey, Joe Sass is jumping on, but before we say hello to Joe, I have a question here. I think it's related to what we were talking about earlier about was the market already going to take a tank? DW in the chat says the market was already doomed with overnight repo operations last September and inverted yield curves. So I don't know if you have a comment on that or not.
Yeah, I remember the inverted yield curves. I got to take a look at that. I don't feel like constructing yield curves right now. Maybe I'll do that next stream. look, there were signs that the market was going to go down and that we were topping. Now, the one thing I caution people about inverted yield curves, they have to stay inverted for an extended period of time between 3 and 6 months. If your inverted yield curve is not lasting 3 to 6 months, then it doesn't count. And we did last for a while, and here we are. So by the way, while we're on the political angle, my biggest concern is this: the racial tension and civil unrest is escalating. And when Trump gets elected, not if, when Trump gets reelected, I'm a little concerned how badly the social unrest is going to escalate.
Well, I'm just happy I'm not living in a big city anymore. I'm happy I'm out in New Hampshire right now.
Well, I'm pretty close where I am right now. And if shit hits the fan, I'll be squatting in Joe's garage because I know what gear he's got in his basement. Speaking of Joe, how are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm excellent, man. How are you, Tone?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I know you got some awesome cigars, man. And I can't wait. I can't wait to like come over your place one of these days and smoke some of those bad boys.
Yeah, man. You know the open door policy to you, man. Had a great time last barbecue. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. Hey, you guys have both been up here. You guys both been up my cabin ways over here. I'm trying to keep my OPSAC. Like I don't want to say what state I'm in right now, but
no one's asking, but it looks beautiful back there.
Yeah. It's definitely not a big city, I'll tell you that much.
So tell me what have you guys been talking about? Where do you land? I'm a little curious because I haven't been following too many people. Obviously, being a bear myself, I know a lot of people are bullish, so I'm curious to know what you guys are thinking.
Well, most importantly, we're waiting on the launch. Is it T-minus 18 minutes right there? Look at that.
Yep. Do you have it up? I sent you the link.
Oh, I got it up. I'm not screen sharing. I'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, we're gonna. Wow, 1 million people watching. We got our work cut out for us. We only got 620. Yeah. We got 18 minutes and counting. So just keep track on that, and then I'm gonna switch over to the stream.
Okay, so guys, so stay tuned in here. You don't need to switch over. We're gonna show the launch here, so you guys don't have to.
We're gonna show the launch on this channel. You won't need to switch over. Let me see if there's audio. Hold on.
So
no, they don't have audio, it's just video.
Well, they should have. Well, they don't have audio inside the cockpit, but they do have audio of the communications, I believe.
Well, I don't hear anything from the YouTube channel.
You might have it muted, don't you?
No. I turned off the sound. I turned on the sound.
Sorry. So hold on. Was Joe asking where we stand on the price, or?
I'm curious about Tone because I haven't been watching your stuff lately. I've just, of course, it's been a busy time.
Where I stand on the price. Yeah. Let's talk about this. So on a daily, I'm totally neutral right now. We are on the verge of breaking out. And, but we've been rejected within this triangle a couple of times. And honestly, I think the civil unrest is going to dump the markets on Monday, which is
you're not on screen share, by the way.
What's up? Say again?
You're not on screen share.
Oh, my bad. You good. Thanks. Hey, Bernoulli, where are you?
I am in Florida.
Florida. You're a Florida man.
He looks like he's hunting gators right now.
Oh God. Do you want to be more specific? South Florida, the armpit, the Panhandle. Where are you?
Yeah, it's South Florida.
In South Florida. All right. I gotta come visit. I haven't been to Miami in a while.
Yeah, I first met you at your class here with Nick Core.
Oh, you came to the class? You attended my workshop?
Yeah.
Ah, sweet, man. Well, how'd you like it?
It was good.
Awesome. Yeah, Joe attended my the workshop in New York.
Yeah, did I show you? Did I end up showing you this, Tone?
Yeah, you showed me the picture.
Yeah, dude, this is so funny. These are the first time that I ever went to a Tone Vays seminar. Got everything up. I took all my notes.
Yeah, he showed me his notes from like sitting in the back of the class taking notes. Yeah. That was a big class, man. That was like 30 people, man. It was hard for me to remember everyone.
Want to see the first note that I wrote down from you?
Yeah, put it on the
Uh,
screen. I'll put you on the big screen. Hold on.
I'll read it out to you.
No, you can put the notebook up. You're on the big screen, boy.
All right. This is the notebook when I went to a Tone Vays seminar. And the first note that I have in here says, keep your style once developed. Don't fix if not broken. Because the
Nice.
candlesticks, I mean, Tone was, talking about learn to trade, learn to trade, learn to trade every time. So I remember I was like, all right, there's things I need to learn, the candlesticks, and I was taking all these notes on everything. And I remember you talked about a few traditional indicators, bullish and bearish engulfing, all kinds of stuff. I mean, that was a great class, and I took a lot of notes there. So yeah, yep, the candlestick cheat sheet that you had provided. Yeah, it was great, man. So I have a lot of notes here, and it's just funny to go back and see the beginning of my crypto journey. And everyone, I'm sure, has some fun notes like that back in the day. So, anyways, yep, I did really enjoy that seminar, and it pretty much taught me, a very important thing, which was develop your identity, and that's something that I took very seriously.
All right. No, very cool. All right, let me just do a quick rundown on what's going on with the price. The daily is just, it's kind of stuck. It's stuck in this triangle. I need a breakout of these prior two swing highs. And then we can actually get something going. On the weekly scale, we're topping next week and we're stuck right at resistance. So if I maximize this, look, we're stuck right here. Next week could be a breakout. It could also be a breakdown. But like I was saying, with the S&P 500, with the civil unrest that's going absolutely nuts this weekend, the markets can crash on Monday morning, and that will probably drag Bitcoin along with it. And by the way, this civil unrest, I don't want to sound insensitive, but as it gets worse and worse, and it can cause, like, look, Target looted, AT&T looted. Like, I'm watching these videos of people looting these stores. First of all, how is that helpful? Looting businesses. Small businesses will actually go out. Well, small businesses are already fucked with the COVID, and now the rioting and the looting is going to make that worse. Major retailers, if Target keeps being looted, what's going to happen to the price of Target stock? Obviously, it's going to go down. And the same thing is going to happen across the board. So as civil unrest picks up in the US, that's very negative for the stock market. And people are going to need a safe haven to put their money. And Bitcoin couldn't be any better right now. Bitcoin's the perfect savior right now as civil unrest ticks up. So the more civil unrest, the more bullish I get Bitcoin. It's unfortunate. I would rather be a bear in Bitcoin and have no civil unrest. But if civil unrest goes bad, Bitcoin price, it's probably bullish for the price of Bitcoin.
I would hope so. My one disagreement with that would be when France said we're going to do our run on the banks or whatever. We're going to take all our money out and all that. That was like the #1 opportunity, in my opinion, for the world to really show that we're ready to start using alternative methods of transacting, and particularly getting rid of banks as our intermediary. France didn't do that, and that's what upset me so much. Like, Bitcoin was the clear, obvious solution that they turned their heads away from. So,
and I predicted that at the time that the Yellow Vests protests were happening in France. All these Bitcoiners were saying, "Oh, this is our Bitcoin moment." I actually made a video on my YouTube channel at that moment and saying, "The French are not going to go into Bitcoin. Stop saying it. They're a bunch of socialists. France is going to be the last country to adopt Bitcoin. So these guys are not your Bitcoin revolutionaries."
I completely agree. They also refuse to learn English, which isn't helping them in understanding their knowledge of Bitcoin. This is why Germany is a top 5 market for my channel, and Australia is a top 3 market for my channel, and the UK is number 2. So, like Germany is the first non-English speaking country that's in my top 5. And Germany and Netherlands and the Dutch, they're number 6. So yeah, French are nowhere. Like, I think Brazil has a higher ranking of my YouTube channel than France does.
Dude, Brazil is going to adopt Bitcoin well before France does. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Regarding this looting stuff, I'm not ready to jump into the narrative that is being force fed us through the media that these people are crazy, they're animals, and we need police to come and stop these riots. Because I think that there's been evidence of a lot of these agent provocateurs going around kind of inciting the riots. These are people that may be cops, or maybe they're being paid by George Soros, or who knows, but they're certainly not, this is certainly not the people who are inciting the worst damage. I don't think they're just rioters. A lot of them are white, and they're probably cops going around doing most of the damage. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of Umbrella Man, where this guy walking around with a gas mask and an umbrella. People are saying that he's a cop. He's the one who's been doing most of the damage.
Look,
and people were telling him to stop.
I'm trying to stay away from the whole conspiracy theory stuff. Like, I've seen the pictures of a bunch of people wearing like white armbands, identifying each other, like people wearing hats, and they look like regular people as part of the protest, but they have, like an earpiece. I've seen those images, but like I don't have time to manage all these conspiracies. I'm just talking from a general high level perspective. If the civil unrest gets worse, it's bad for everyone. Look, it's bad for everyone. It's not like Hong Kong. I'm sorry, guys. This isn't Hong Kong. This isn't a fight against a communist regime that's trying to like completely destroy your way of life. That's not what these protests are about here.
I have a question, Tone, in the chat. Daniel Diaz says, look at the 10-day put to call ratio, which is close to peaking when we had the initial drop. Unfortunately, I don't know if he's referring to S&P or Bitcoin.
I'm pretty sure
put to call probably S&P.
It's got to be S&P, but I don't have a good way of looking at the put call ratio, unfortunately, right now, because I'm not prepared for that, and I'm literally drinking straight tequila, so I'm not really in the mood to start Googling for it.
And I had another question earlier that said at the 100,000 sub mark, we should have a poker tournament when you hit 100,000 subscribers.
Say poker tournament?
Yeah, like a poker tournament for your fans and stuff.
We've been meaning to have a poker tournament for Unconfiscatable, like poker crew. I've just been too busy. No, for my 100,000 subscribers, I want to bring on a bunch of fans. Like anyone that's an admin of my YouTube channel. I mean, you're welcome. I don't know how I'm going to manage that. I don't really want to get a dozen subscribers either. But I just want to bring on a bunch of regular people and get their thoughts on whatever, trading, whatever, Bitcoin, whatever they want to talk about. Just bring on a bunch of people that have never been on camera before. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Even that having with stream was fun. I got to really enjoy many cigars.
Oh yeah, no, we're all aware. Yeah, I'm gonna do the having stream next time a little bit differently, but by the time we get to it next time, I'll have way more experience. By the way, I plan to do a similar stream for Bitcoin's birthday. So like January 3rd, we're gonna have a similar stream, like 25 people on at once.
And thanks to you, Tone, because I was on your Happening stream. Tyler and Cameron sent me their book. The Bitcoin.
Am I the only one that didn't get the goddamn book?
Did you DM Tyler?
No, I didn't know that people were gonna hit him up for the book. No, I bought the book. I'm not gonna freeload off the twins. So I bought the book. It's arriving like next week. I want to go and see them in person, and I want to hand them the book to sign it. That's what I did with the Nigerian brothers. That's
cool. Hey, listen, Tone, I'm gonna send you one of the admins posted a link. I'm going to send it to you in DM here in a sec.
All right. Hey, I got nothing else to say. So Joe, you want to pull up Trader? I'm curious what's going on over there. By the way, we have 650 viewers. So Joe Saz is about to pull up Trader. That's where he trades right here because it has information on order book. And Joe trades the order book, and he's a mad live streamer. So I'm going to hand over the screen share to Joe. Go ahead and ask some. Oh, you got the shitcoin minimalist hat. That's awesome. I gotta find mine somewhere in my house.
Yeah, I got this. I got it at Unconfiscatable. Somebody was handing them out.
Oh wait, hold on. Before Joe, before you go to screen share. Hold on, I want to.
We're at T-minus 6 minutes, by the way.
T-minus 6 minutes. All right, cool.
Yep.
So Joe will have about 3 minutes, and then we're gonna go to one. Hold on, I want to show you guys something.
Oh, it looks like he stepped away for a sec.
Right there. Look
Yep.
at it.
Vays.
When he's bringing something.
I want to move my chair out of the way. I don't want to spill grease on it. Right there. That is a pork loin that I've been smoking for like the last 3 hours. Man, this thing is soft. Like you can see it, like with the.
Oh, you're holding it too high.
Yeah,
Lower
it's
it a
really-
little bit.
I'm holding it too high, right there. Look at this guy.
That's a nice bit.
And
of
I gotta
meat.
make sure I don't drop it because otherwise the people are gonna kill me out here. Look, right there. Boom.
Nice.
It looks like a brick. That looks delicious.
Yeah, it's been in the smoker for been in the smoker for a good 3 to 4 hours. All right. Okay, so Joe, go to screen share. You got about 5 minutes to give an overview, and then we're gonna flip over to watch the SpaceX launch.
Go to participants and then or whatever setting to enable the screen sharing. There's like a little thing that you.
Ah, stupid! I forgot
you
about
can
that.
just you can
No,
just
I
make
got it.
the
No, I
most-
got it. You good?
Okay.
Good now.
All right, here we go. Trader is up. This is SAS Signals 2.0. Got some good stuff going on up here. This was the top, and we got the signals to short. And clearly, this was a beautiful shorting opportunity. This kept you out of a lot of the noise until we got all the way up. We had a big, dangerous bottom, but you can see the bid-ask spread here was extremely wide when we were touching these points up into a little trim signal. As the bands tightened, but still this thing has been keeping you long when you were long. And right now it's doing about the same thing. It's just a long top that we're stuck in right now. They always play out that way. We had a signal up here. We had a signal up here. I have taken each signal. I've set up multiple, a midterm and a short-term scalp trade, but I plan on letting that short-term trade run out. So right now I'm just paying attention to this, this little pattern here for a potential breakdown, kind of a flagpole situation. And I'm just paying attention to the value of these bands to make sure that the ratio doesn't get too small for me to feel the need to exit in the event that we might have one last little impulse to the upside. But I think this is probably it. So SAS signals are saying short, 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 short. And I'm getting a consistency of that. The confirmation here lies in the band thickness. Ratio remaining strong. You can see that we get the signals at a massive bid-ask spread. So I've been very interested in taking these signals each time, and this is what I'm using to keep me in my trade for longer periods of time. So I've been referred to more lately as a sniper as opposed to a scalper. I'm just waiting for this thing to give me some really good signals to close out my trade. It would be great if this thing can break down and I'll get a signal somewhere back down in the low 9,000s to take some profit for a bounce or something. But yeah, right now things are looking very bearish to me. I'm on the side of the let's say the side of the 10K not happening devils. I just don't see it happening, especially after what we went through over here in the past. I'm switching this to the 30-minute. Tons and tons of overhead resistance. I was shorting this all the way. And, our little bottom that we found was great. Nice little resting spot. But I really think that bears are right back in control, and this thing's going to come sweeping back down. My price range is somewhere between 6,000 and 4,500 for a
Whoa! That's kind of low there. You're more of a you're a short-term trader, man. You're not gonna hold this position that long, are you?
T-minus 2 minutes, guys.
I was in that position from 6,800 all the way up to 10,025. I have no problem staying in the right trade.
All right, we're gonna get back to Joe, and we're gonna ask him. I also want to ask him exactly when he got into that trade, and he's using Trader for his order book analysis. We gotta head over to the SpaceX launch. We are close. Put it on full screen right here. Does anyone else have audio on this? Like my audio's turned on, but I don't hear anything.
You can in Zoom settings. If you're in screen share, just go to like the little settings thing. And
No, but like the YouTube itself should have audio, right? Does anyone?
Yeah, it looks like it's muted on my end too.
Yeah.
No, I hear something. I hear like a humming. There's like some
but that
like
doesn't
static
count.
or something coming
That
from it.
doesn't count. All right, shall I yell out? Hey, SpaceX launch. 1 minute.
Yeah, they're talking. I can hear. I can
we're
hear
watching,
audio.
guys.
Can you hear anything, Tone?
No, I don't hear anything.
I do. I hear talking from my phone. I do hear they're doing some communications.
Really?
25 seconds.
IBLB says go to SpaceX official.
Yeah, I don't know if you're at the right link,
No,
but I
we
sent you
got
this.
20. We got 20 seconds. I'm not gonna mess around Googling now. How many people do we have watching?
The link that I sent you was the
watching
good one. I think there was another link that was sent to you, but the one I sent you was the correct one.
I'm using the one you sent me.
Okay, that should be good then.
Where is this thing going?
To the moon.
No, seriously.
Are we talking about Bitcoin or the rocket ship?
No, the rocket.
There's nice liftoff.
No, but where's it
Wow.
going?
Look at that thing. It's amazing.
No, Patrick, do you know where it's going?
I think it's going to the. I think it's just they're just trying to test it to go to space and come back real quick. I don't think they're going anywhere.
So is this the first time they have humans inside one of their rockets?
Yes, it is.
Is this what's making it so cool?
Right,
That's
because they're a private company and they're going to start doing the launches for NASA going forward to the space station and stuff. But I don't think this is going anywhere. I think it's just a demo launch to go into space and come back.
Okay. How many humans are in it?
2. It can fit up to a crew of 4, but there's only 2 people in there right now.
Okay. Wait, is that the highest quality video they have?
Like, yeah, I think it's just your internet, Tone. It's a little choppy.
No. I didn't have it on high def. Much better now. No, my internet at the cabin is better than my internet at my other location. Oh, I hear something, but it's so low. Like my audio is up all the way, so I don't know.
It's pretty cool that we can see inside
Oh wait,
the cockpit.
I really hope this video doesn't get like banned later for like showing like copyrighted content or some shit. Hey, so who's staying with us watching the space launch from the Tone Vays channel? This reminds me of that time during the Bcash hard fork where people were watching us watching Roger Ver talk about their Bcash hard fork.
Fascinating stuff.
Speaking of Roger, he's really like I think he has like maybe another 3 months before he can like come back to Bitcoin, and after that, I think it'll never happen until he's like 98.
I feel like he doesn't know how to say that he wants to come back to Bitcoin now.
It's so funny when like you see him on camera wearing Bitcoin shirts.
Yeah, he never left Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin left him, which is true, by the way. Bitcoin will leave you behind. Bitcoin is not beholden to anybody. So when he says, I never left Bitcoin, Bitcoin left me, he's not lying. He just doesn't understand. He's telling the truth, but it's not like anything special for him.
Man, like, and we were like pretty good friends back in the day, you know?
Oh, I know you were. I know you and him were. You guys were, and I think up until even when you guys had your debate, you guys were still friends. Because back then in 2017, what you were thinking was, this is just a misunderstanding. If I could just explain to Roger why SegWit is good, maybe he'll come around, and why big blocks are bad, maybe he'll come around. But I think at some point you figured out, no, this isn't just a misunderstanding. He's the one who's spreading the misunderstanding. I think that's
honestly, like I came to that particular conclusion very late. Like even within 9 months ago, I was still not hostile to Roger, but I'm starting to be more hostile now.
Mm-hmm. I get you. Wow. We
All right,
we are in space.
hey guys, hey, you're in the live chat. You guys are the boss. So let us know. You want to keep watching the launch, or you want to go back to like Bitcoin?
Let me switch over to see what they're saying.
There has to be reclaim.
I'm watching Tone watching a rocket launch. Yeah. Yeah, you know, when I was younger, I really did want to be an astronaut. That was like, but that's like half the population, right? Of a certain age.
Half the smart population, anyway.
And someone asked earlier, like, what's my astrological sign? Man, like, again, I'm really trying not to dox myself. Do you guys want to give your astrological sign while I think about if I want to divulge mine?
I don't mind doxing myself by giving my astrological sign, but the point is, I don't think it matters what your astrological signs. It's not your personality is not determined by what month you were born in.
Yes, and I'm gonna fight back on that one as Tone puts his tinfoil hat on, in that like anytime I read about the personality traits of my astrological sign, they're always on the freaking ball.
I have to agree. I think it's nonsense, but at the same time, every time I read it, it's super on point.
Yep, I'm with you, man.
Yeah. I before I came to libertarianism, I was very much in the skeptic community. I was a fan of James Randi, and James Randi has done many experiments where he debunks astrology over and over again. So I just can't go down that road. But on the good side, you're not at least you're not trading Tone based on moon phases. So I'm happy about that.
No, but I did post that big article from the Royal Bank of Scotland that wrote a whole paper about trading based on moon phases. It was incredible.
Ah, gotcha.
I gotta send you that paper. It's from like 2003 or something, or 2008.
And you had a date, like a future date in mind, which was like September of 2017.
It's November. I think it's November 29, 2021 is the next critical date for Bitcoin. By the way, I nailed the other dates. When I wrote that article in 2014 about dates, I nailed the date of the important date for Bitcoin being the Greek banking crisis. And then I nailed SegWit almost to the day with my data analysis back in 2014.
So I typed my astrological sign in the chat, and Joe Saz typed his as well.
All right, so astrological signs. Here we go. I'll go last. Go, guys.
All right, I'm a Taurus.
What? Taurus. Which one is that?
Taurus is May, I think. I hope. I just had a birthday this month.
Joe, what about you? I think we lost your audio, Joe.
I'm a Pisces.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry, I don't know how that happened, but yep, I'm back. I guess you
Pisces
haven't been ignoring me.
Pisces is the fish, right?
Yeah, Pisces is the
Gotcha.
double fish or whatever.
Right, you're February. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I got relatives that are Pisces. I'm a Sag. I'm a Sagittarius, which is actually like one of the really cool symbol. If I was ever gonna get a tattoo, it's probably gonna be some form of a freaking Sag with a bow and arrow. Speaking of bow and arrow, I can't wait to start shooting that again.
Yeah, you're welcome to come over whenever, man. It was definitely a good time. We really enjoyed having you around here, man. It was a good barbecue, and playing with the baby and stuff was a good time. We had a
Next
lot
time
of
I'm
fun.
over, we're gonna live stream us shooting your bow and arrow.
Yeah, that sounds good.
As far as tattoos go, I'm probably, if I did get a tattoo, it'll probably be a porcupine.
You know, I was really disappointed when I learned that at PorcFest, you don't actually grill an actual porcupine.
I'm just wondering why you thought we did.
Tone would be mad about something like that.
I mean, you don't burn an actual person at Burning Man, so it's not literal. You're not supposed to take it literally.
Well, you don't even have a.
Whoa, there's a big difference between burning a person and Burning Man and burning. I'm not saying we have to burn a living porcupine. I don't want to like it. I don't really like what they do to lobsters when they put living lobsters in boiling water. But like a dead porcupine, like how is that different than, let's say, a cow?
Well, don't they carry leprosy, or is that armadillos?
I didn't know animals carried leprosy. Like, but again, I'm not exactly well versed in that world.
No idea. I guess if you cook it hot enough, does anything matter?
Well, apparently, if coronavirus started from eating bats, which I question very much, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
I don't even know if those were cooked bats. The videos I saw, not that I believe in that either. I think there's definitely some weird eating habits, and of course, you could say that anywhere around the world.
But look, here's the thing. Like right now in my life, I eat raw fish, pretty much any raw fish I'll eat. I eat raw beef. I eat raw pork, and I have eaten raw goat and raw lamb. I have no problem eating raw meat. And the last time I was at the farmer's market, I got into a chat with another guy who actually watches my channel. And he was telling me how he eats raw liver. Now, I eat liver all the time. Like, I think a third of my refrigerator and freezer is liver. Like a third of all the things in my fridge is liver of like 8 different animals. Like I'm a liver connoisseur, but I've never thought about eating it raw until I had a conversation with this guy. And now I need to start Googling the advantages of eating raw liver, which is, I'm not ready for that yet. And this is the guy that eats raw pork.
Oh, by the way, you're on your affiliates page.
While you're there, Tone, let me just throw something in because I noticed a couple people had questions about the chart and trader. I want to also note that Tone's affiliate link is there, and there's a full tutorial and setup video that I have on my YouTube channel.
Hey Joe, let's go back to trader. I want to see. I really like the visual of. I'm gonna let you do screen share again, guys. There's not much I can say about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not moving. Okay, we have a weekly at resistance. We have a daily in the triangle. We have a 4-hour bouncing off a trend line support in the middle of nowhere. So there's really not that much to say. And I'm gonna hand it off to Joe. I don't want to keep this video too long. I gotta. It's time to take the pork off the grill and put. I have a whole sea bass that I want to smoke next. So that's what we're going.
Paul Democrito is asking what you have against stoves. Tone, what do you do?
What I have against what?
Stoves. Because you eat everything raw.
Oh, no, I bake my bone marrow, so I use the stove. No, I actually, you know what I have against? Like, I can't stand electric stoves. I cannot stand them. I need the gas stove. I need that fire. Like, I need to control the heat in my pans.
Yeah.
Same here. Hate electric stoves.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't need raw shrimp, so I cook that. I cook some of my food, and I like to bake the fish, and I bake the bacon to drip the fat out because I save the fat and I make my own tallow out of it. So if you followed me on Instagram the last month, I was showing you how to make your own tallow. So what I do is I make this like bowl out of tinfoil, and I put a bunch of bacon in there. And it's not just regular bacon. It's the bacon, mostly fat. So when I buy my bacon at the farmer's market, it has like the white fat part of the bacon and the meaty part of the bacon. So I always like eat the meaty part of the bacon, and I save the fat part of the bacon for the fat. And then I put that fat part of the bacon in this bowl out of tinfoil, and then I put bone marrow right there, and then I bake it in the oven so that the bone marrow fat drips and combines with the pork fat, And then I drained that into a metal container. And now I have this bone marrow / pork fat to use as my oil for other cooking. It's absolutely incredible. Like, you cannot beat it.
That's really interesting. I've tried reusing my bacon fat for cooking like that, but not with great success. I need to try the bone marrow.
Yeah, you gotta add some bone marrow. Like I got like these thick pieces. They're really awesome. So yeah, if you can drain the fat out of the bacon, and you also cook the bone marrow right there, and then when you start eating the bone marrow, because you have to eat it because it's still solid, you eat the bone marrow right over that thing, so that whatever fat is dripping, like, don't waste a single drop of the bone marrow fat, because it's incredibly healthy. One of the healthiest things ever. And then you drain that into a metal container and just convert that into a salad. What a lot of people do is what I used to do is I used to be lazy. I used to cook some like huge breakfast with bacon, and then I used to just leave that oil in the pan and then cook other stuff with it. That's not how you're supposed to do it. Just drain it into a metal container and just combine it until you have like, and then you scoop it out with a spoon when it's a solid, and then use it for your actual cooking. All right, Joe, sorry. Let's go back to Bitcoin. I got like
all good.
5-10 more minutes and then we're done.
Cool. I'm just going to explain a little bit about what's been going on here, so that we can look at the signals and how they've progressed. This is when we were breaking down, and I want to point out how the addition of some extra tools has made this far more reliable. We had a dump into the probe signals. The buy signals came in here right at the bottom. The bid-ask spread grew massively. And then we start to pinch this thing off to a point where you have to exit because the bid-ask spread decreased almost to nothing, the ratio 1-to-1. So then we close that position. We enter the next bottom with a wide bid-ask spread. This is keeping you in your trade. So we were, I was long in this bottom. Here was a confirmation with a wide bid-ask spread into what is a little bit of a take profit signal here. And that pulled us back into, because you can see the bands were also starting to tighten. We were entering the median, and this top line was remaining pretty constant. So that was like a good sign of your exit. We did go a bit higher, but whatever leverage you took out of your trade there, you then added back in on this signal. This did turn purple if you were watching it. And the bid-ask spread was massive. This kept you in your trade all the way into the first pump. So you get out somewhere around this 9100 range, took a scalp right here, went short, kept me in my trade for a little while. The band started to tighten up, so I got the heck out and woke up to the pump, and we kept going up, and I was waiting for this trend to exhaust. And now we're up here with the bears in control of the bid-ask spread, heavily in control of it. And the signals have been reflecting, excellent bid-ask spreads and a signal confirmation. These have been great short trades to make. And I still think that this is a top. We're just playing around. And I think that this last little leg up here was a lot of exhaustion. We had to clean a lot of house to get up here. And I believe bulls have been exhausted down here the same way that they were exhausted at 10K. I believe all the orders that were probably not going to get filled at 10K, 99, 98, are probably dropping their orders down to this range, 96 and higher. And I have a feeling that we're getting close to the point where they're going to lose confidence that their orders are going to get filled. We can see that there's like 130 wall here, pretty close to the book, 70, 319, and these have all been static orders for quite some time. So the overhead resistance is static and strong. I don't think that we have the buying power to break through that. So with that in combination with the short signals, the bearish confirmation bias here, I remain short until I see some signal like a flip here, or some sort of really damaging action from the bulls that really scares bears into pulling liquidity out of the book. But I firmly believe, due to the length of time that these have been in the book, that they are static sellers. I've been watching all the people get filled even through all this. They just sat back and took it. And this is very typical of a top for me, to let sellers, they don't take the market orders. They have their limit orders getting filled by overzealous buyers. And this is a strong sign of exhaustion. They gave everything they had to get us right back up to a top again. And this is going to bring us right back down the same way that we went back up. So of course we're consolidating in this little triangle here, but I'm leaning toward this is going to break down. Of course, the bid-ask spread is tightening, so it's a little sketchy right now. But I do believe that this is an uncomfortable top zone, and we usually spend about 3 days topping and bottoming out. Bitcoin's been a little bit stubborn lately, so this is just a patient trade. I'm in the money. I can close at my discretion when I want, but currently I'm far more interested in letting this thing run unless this line stays constant and the bids max out at this line around about 7,700 bids asked. I mean. And if the bids start increasing back to this median, then that's going to lead me to think we might get some sort of short-term pump reversal or something. But yeah, I think we're topping out, and I think this is if we can get this confirmed lower low, then my bearish targets that I mentioned earlier, I believe are far less delusional than a lot of people would think.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Hey, Joe, no, go back to your screen share, Joe. I got a question or two.
Yep.
Hey, can you pull up the chart that I really like that shows you actual levels with 1% and then beyond that?
Yeah.
And just zoom in on that. I just want to see what's going on. Maybe 15-minute chart, not 5.
Yep. Let's pull up a 15-minute. And let's take a look. This is all orders.
I really need to be better at this because the trading competition at the financial summit is coming, and Socrates is already preparing. He's been trading the low-level timeframes, and I am least prepared to challenge you guys on low-level timeframes in our trading competition in Bali.
Yep.
So I gotta get to trading on Trader.
Yeah, this definitely, as far as the scalping tool, it's fantastic, and you can mess with the inputs a little bit to take more signals and quicker exits.
So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be you and order book short-term trading versus Socrates and his indicators on short-term trading.
I've actually been doing a little bit of a trading competition on the side against Socrates, and I'm up 50% in 4 trades.
Nice.
So anyways, just to talk about this, because this is one thing that you like, these pockets are overextension pockets.
Hey, zoom in a little bit on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little more. All right, cool.
So you can see where bulls were clearly in control of a massive quantity of the book, the 1 to 2.5% aggregation, 2 to 2.5 to 5, and 5 to 10. So bulls were in a lot of control down here. Not to mention the confirmation of signals that we had just based on the filtering out the noise. So then we move into a small little push that gets, bears, the ratio wasn't very strong. These bands aren't nearly as bright as they are now. So this is a little pocket of overextension. I think that, when we first started talking about this might be classified as a dead cat bounce when there's no support running up into a strong resistance area. So yeah, what exactly would your question be?
No, I just wanted to see what it looks like, because right now, if you zoom in on the current environment, it definitely looks more bearish to me than bullish based on order book visuals.
I agree. I'm bearish right now, and I'm at least bearish down to probably the other low that we had the other day, maybe 8,600 range. I think we're going to come back, but this is actually something that I want to bring up. I've been really paying attention to these CME gaps. We got one down low. We closed the week with a gap down low. Is this something that concerns you at all? Did you get that, Tone?
Yeah, I got it.
So we got a small CME gap down here, 88.70 to 87.85. We closed the week out up here, and currently price is just a bit higher. So it almost feels like we're going to be opening the week at this point. If we were to, it would be opening with 2 gaps to the downside. So I'm also a little concerned about price action in that sense, considering the fact that a vast majority, 80 to 90% of these get filled. So I'm a little curious about this. Consistent lower lows, gaps down below. I think this is also very important to be paying attention to.
Yeah, no, it's good. All right, I'm sorry, guys, but I have to cut the stream. So we're going to have to say goodbye. Once again, if you are interested in order book analysis, you will have no choice but to use the Trader platform. And you can sign up for it through Tone Vays, affiliates, Trader. Also, if I pull out my wallet right now, I will show you my Embly card, which I need to update again. It's not as fancy as Joe Saz's 24 karat gold card, which I should probably get. But this is the Tone Vays MasterCard Embly card that allows you to spend Bitcoin anywhere around the world. Save my ass in South Africa. And I need to go marinate the fish and get it up on the grill. So gotta call it a day, guys. I'm enjoying it. I gotta come visit you guys. I'll see you at PorkFest, Bitcoin Motorist. And Joe, we gotta get together, before PorkFest, or maybe I'll drive you up there.
I was gonna say, now that Bitcoin Motorist is here, I told him that if you're going, then and you need so if you have some extra space in the car, I might be down to roll up there.
You see, the problem is this. I am gonna go to PorkFest. 2 minutes. I am gonna go to PorkFest. The problem is, if the Canadian border is open, I was gonna go to Canada after because it's so close. So I can definitely get you up there, but we'll need to make other. But if I go to Canada, we gotta find a way to get you back.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Bernoulli still with us?
Yeah.
All right. You gotta say goodbye to you as well. Hey guys,
All
thank you
right.
for watching.
Thanks, man.
We saw the launch. So that was epic. I don't like. Am I crazy that I'm not excited about this? I'm sorry. They're going into space. Like people have been doing that since the 60s. Like I if they landed on Mars,
We've been
I'm
riding
more
with the
excited.
Russians for like
Tone,
years now.
of course, Tone's not interested because we're not using the Soyuz rockets anymore.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, thank you for watching. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna enjoy the forest, enjoy the fresh air, and I'll probably see you tomorrow, but I can't promise. Otherwise, Monday. Thank you all for watching, and see you all on the next one, guys.